YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out here well before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday here at 7 p.m. East, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's Live Free Sports Picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show for today. Another football today. Jay Briggs with us. Alex Smart. Wayne Scott. Las Vegas, Nevada. Tony Brown. Ninos. Damian Sosh. Rod Zawacky. And then we got Shane and Mickle. Here's how they'll line up for this evening. We've got Smart, Sosh, Brown, Ninos, Mickle, Briggs, Scott, Zawacky, and then I will close this one out. All right, NBA on the board tonight. A couple from the NIT, big board from the NHL. Of course, there are 6 games NBA, so let's get this one underway. Let's welcome in Alex Smart. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Alex in right now. Alex, what's happening?
Not too much, except it's I'm already starting to miss the tournament. That was a great tournament, really was. And it should be an interesting Final Four, for sure. But tonight we're going to concentrate on some NBA, and we're going to specifically look at a prop play involving Markelle Fultz. And Markelle's a strong basketball player. He's really turned into a good basketball player over the years. I mean, he started slowly, but he's averaging 13.9 points per game over his career. And that's not a bad basketball player. Whether he's worth the amount of money, that's for another story, another day. But today we're looking at him not being able to eclipse the number against the Grizzlies, who are the top defense against pick-and-roll type ball handlers like Fultz. And also, overall against point guards, the Grizzlies allow the 6th fewest points per game and the 3rd highest percentage of points against three-pointers. So Fultz is not going to have a great deal of opportunity to score from the outside tonight, and he's not a great outside scorer anyway. So that's out of the picture. Odds are in our favor there. And, he's just going to go against a tough defense that's really in top form right now. And as they head towards the playoffs, a lot of momentum behind the Grizzlies, and I'm sure they're going to play a strong defensive game here, as we all know how important that is heading into the playoffs. No matter what the totals lines have been to this point, it's something also to look forward to or look at closely as the season winds down. Some of the numbers may be too high on some of these NBA games, especially with the top-tier teams focusing on defense. Anyway, tonight, Markelle Fultz, under 15.5 points.
All right, we got to Alex here. Markelle Fultz under 15.5 points. Of course, Fultz has not been able to get to 15 in 3 of his past 4 games. 10 against Brooklyn, 10 against the Knicks. A bad defensive team in Washington just got to 17. Then 12 against the Lakers. Against a good defensive team, just kind of you see there, that's not getting it done.
No, I don't think so. Especially right now, the way the Grizzlies are playing, he's going to be a tough nut to get over that number, but. We'll see, but I like our odds, and we're going to take the under.
All right, we got Alex here on Markelle Fultz under 15.5 points. This one to have a start time here at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, we do have 6 games on the board from the NBA. Great results in NHL here from Alex Smart. Check him out over at Pick Dogs. 1,173 units of profit. That's college basketball. Is also showing great profit in NHL as well. So fantastic work in both leagues right now from Alex. All right, Alex, tonight, a big card from the NHL. 2 from the NIT, 6 on the board here from the NBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I've got one NIT total from the 2 games that we have tonight. I've got 3 NBA basketball sides, and I've got 1 NHL total. And lots of action as this week goes on, as we're going to have some action also from the NCAA tournament, and of course lots of hockey coming our way, and lots of NBA action for sure, so, as the season winds down.
That's right, guys. I got up here with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs. You see the great results there right now from Alex. 1,173 units of profit. College basketball also showing great results this year in the NHL. So Alex is in board with NIT action, NHL as well. Of course, long-term pass, that 7-day pass gets you all of Alex's premium plays for the remainder of the NIT and remainder of the NCAA tournament. All of his NHL, NBA, and of course, don't forget the baseball. Baseball starts on Thursday. Big card there, so a great time to get that 7-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout, and you'll save 15% off. All right, Alex.
Who's your future champion?
Stop, tour.
I want to know right now.
I know. I still got it. I still need a little bit more time here with some of these. Look at some of these pictures. I mean, I saw Syndergaard just look terrible for the Dodgers. Well, he's got the velocity, but he has no location whatsoever keeping that ball over the plate. Angels are just teeing off on him.
Yeah. Even looking at MVP, I was looking at MVP stuff. And there's not a lot of value considering what a wide open race it would be this year. But that's interesting. I just wanted to know what your. Do you have a little inkling? Come on, give us a little
Yeah,
idea.
I got to spend some time this week really studying the baseball. I'm just still,
Okay.
I'm still in basketball mode. Trying to get to looking at some of these teams and look at some of these pitching staffs and still trying to understand this whole, the way the game is structured. I'm looking at at this spring training, a lot of runs, and again, I think what's impacting. I think this pitch clock. You know what? To me, I don't know if it's going to have the impact people think it is. It seems to me the veteran pitchers, they want to stay. It keeps them in a rhythm, and I think they'll be okay with it. I think they're going to actually embrace it and like it. It's going to help the pitchers more, I think, with the clock. But the way the positioning, not allowing them, I think that's going to have a huge impact on this game because we're seeing these guys already hitting their spots, and getting on base and a lot of runs scoring.
Yeah, interesting perspective. I'm going to keep my eye open on that. Okay, I appreciate it. Take care, Tony. I'm calling the Yankees.
There you go.
Champions.
There you go. Why not? The better hitting lineup now here with you can't you can't position your players like you used to. So I would again maybe look at the really slugging teams. At the end of the day, if
the Mets start to hit the ball too, maybe they'll do something.
Maybe so. We'll see that. All right, Alex. Have a great night. Alex Smart here on the drive-through. All right, Alex already showing his card here with the New York Yankees. That's his play there on the futures. Let's continue on here on the drive-through. Time for Damian Sosh. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Damian in right now. Philadelphia area, of course, took a blow there with the first baseman. We'll bring him in right now. Damian, what's happening?
Hey, how's it going, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight. NBA here. Celtics at the Wizards. And when I saw this line, I thought Celtics were home. But no, the Celtics on the road here. Celtics laying 11, total 222.5.
Yeah, taking a look at this game here, it's kind of a big number here for a team to be laying on the road, but I do like the Celtics in this game. About a week and a half ago, it was getting a little dicey for Boston. They had dropped to the third spot in the East, but the return of Robert Williams from injury really kind of rejuvenated their defense. Now the Celtics are solidified in the second spot, and they have an excellent chance here to catch the Bucks for the top spot overall in the NBA. Wizards, meanwhile, they're kind of watching any types of playoff hopes that they have kind of just slip away here in the final weeks of the season. They won just 3 of their last 13 games. They are 3.5 games behind the Bulls, but there's just 7 games left to play. I almost kind of get the sense the Wizards right now are, if you want to call it tank mode, maybe a little bit of tank mode right now. The Wizards rank 18th in offensive rating, 21st in defensive rating. The Celtics are 3rd and 4th in those ratings. Now, the Celtics recently beat the Spurs by 44, so they're not taking it easy on any of the opposition right here. And without Beal and Kuzma, who are both out with injuries, that's 2 of the top 3 players here on the Wizards. I just don't think Porzingis is enough, and maybe a little bit of Kispert. That's not going to be enough here to beat Boston. So lay the points on the road here with the Celtics.
All right, we got Damon here, laid the points here with the Celtics. As Damon says, Beal, Kuzma are the ones that are out, and of course, Washington, one of those streaky teams that they can get cold from 3 at times, and it just ruins their entire game. There's not much there. It's been the defense. They've lost 6 at 9 at home, give up 117 points per 100 possessions. One thing with the Celtics, they've just been in pound mode again. If you look at when they've had at least one day of rest, they played in their past 5 games. They had one of them that was back-to-back. Take that one out of the equation. With rest over the past 4 games, they've just pounded their opponents.
Yeah, they really are. And Tatum didn't play the other night, and I think that was just kind of more maintenance than anything. I don't think that's a real injury. He'll be in the lineup tonight, so he's going to be very well rested. I just look kind of for a blowout here in Washington.
All right, here we go. Damien here, Celtics laying 11 against the Celtics. This one, Celtics laying 11 against the Wizards. This one have a start time, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Damien, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's actions. Good results in the NHL. Also, the past 7 days, all sports combined, 446 units of profit. 6-game card from the NBA, 2 NIT. We have a big hockey card as well. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got a little something for everybody over there, and you can get that in my winner's circle pass. I have a total play in the one of the Final Four NIT games here, a side in the NBA, and also a side in the NHL. You can get all those together in my winner's circle pass. They're all for sale individually, and any long-term subscribers will get a little bit another extra play in there as well. And guys, if you're looking for something, really the long-term plan is the way to go. You're going to get the most bang for your buck that way. And as you mentioned earlier, Tony, baseball starting up here this week. So, hop onto one of these long-term packages now and kick off the baseball season the right way.
That's right, guys. Got a board with Damian Sosh over at Big Dogs Room. Long-term pass is the way to roll. You want to try out Damon for a week. That 7-day pass is a great way to go. Remainder of the NIT, NCAAB tournament, NBA, NHL, and of course, baseball, which begins on Thursday. So you get at least about 5 days of baseball with that 7-day pass. BIC is a promo code. You'll save 15% off. You can also add a second capper with a 2-point capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Damon, as always, great having you on the show. See that success. We'll catch up with you again in a couple days.
Thanks, Tony. Have a good night.
Got it. Damian Sosh here on the drive. We've seen a lot of people sign in. If you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Tony Brown up next. We're heading over to Las Vegas, Nevada. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, Tony Brown has been great to us here on the show. Great NHL record as well. We'll bring him in right now. We're going to look at the NHL right now here with Tony Brown. Here he is. Tony Brown, what's happening?
Tony T, what's going on with you, bro?
It's going great. All right, here we go. A lot of action in the Pacific Division. Lot at stake here. Division crown up for grabs. Of course, if you're in the NHL, you don't want to, the way the playoffs format, you want to avoid that 2 versus 3. You don't want a war to start the playoffs. A lot of teams trying for that top spot in the Pacific. Golden Knights here to host the Oilers. Oilers favorite, $1.20, total of 7.
Yeah, this game I'm gonna look at the total. If you're not a big hockey fan, or if you kind of getting into hockey fan, this will definitely be the game that you want to watch. The Oilers have the number 1 and number 2 points leaders in the NHL this season, and Draisaitl and Connor McDavid, and they absolutely put on a show every time. It's the Jordan and Pippen of hockey. You know what I mean? You can use all the references, but these are the guys you want to watch in hockey. And then we all know about the Golden Knights. We're number 1. This is our playoff clinching game. We win this one, we clinch the division, we clinch the playoff spot. So you're going to see a lot of fireworks in this game, and you're going to see a few goals. But 8 is just absolutely too many. We've already met this team 3 times this year, and every single game ended 4-3. 2 of those games went into overtime to reach that total. So at worst, we get a tie, because I'm taking the under in this game. So at worst, you get a tie, which is always goal 1A. Goal 1 is the win money. Goal 1A, don't lose anything. So we would push right at 7. But I don't even think they get there. We didn't have Jonathan Quick in any of those games, and he's definitely going to be starting in this game. He's 5-1 since he's joined the Knights, and he has a goal against average a little bit under 3. So I think he's going to be able to hold those boys back a little bit, and we actually don't even reach 7. But if we do, we get the tie. And also, we also have the option of buying that hook. I know it's not a favorite thing of a lot of people, but it takes money to make money sometimes. We buy that hook to 7.5, and now 7 doesn't beat us. It's a winner. That's what I'm going to do personally. But if you don't want to do that, even at 7, I think this game ends at 4-3 again. It's what it's been for the 3 games they had. But I do think we have a chance at making it go a little bit lower with Jonathan Quick on our side on this time. So we might get a 4-2, and we'll cash this thing. But I don't see us losing it. I don't see them getting 8 goals. No way.
All right, Tony Brown here, under 7 here, Oilers and the Golden Knights. In this one, looks for a really tight game. Of course, Vegas have already played, 73 games. They have 9 games remaining as we're hitting that stretch run here of the regular season. Still 18 points up for grabs for Vegas. Of course, that's right. 9 times 2 would be 18. So they've got 18 points left, as well as looking at Edmonton. They've played 74 games, so they have 8 games as well. So again, they're looking at 32. They're looking here at let's see. We've got 8 games, 8 times 2, 16 points up for grabs. So still lots to play for here, Tony Brown, as we're getting down to the end of the regular season. So these teams got to play out hard here. And of course, again, you're looking for the goalies here to at least, it's just to keep it under. You 3-3 get you the push, but Skinner, looks like Skinner and possibly Quick here from what I'm seeing.
Yeah, Quick's definitely going to get the start in this one. It wasn't a definite until just a few. We started 4 goalies in 4 games, but we won all of them. That was an NHL record. It was a mess back there, but we're getting it together now, and I think Quick is slated to start against Skinner, which is also an upgrade for them. They didn't start him in the last game, and that's how they ended up getting 4 goals. So we can see a slightly twinge on the under in this one. But whenever you got McDavid and Draisaitl out there, it's like having Steph Curry taking the under, man. Anything can go wild.
There you go. Tony Brown here at Golden Knights. Oilers under a total of 7. This is a late night game, 10 Eastern time. All right, Tony Brown. Let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Tony Brown showing great results in NHL. 1,075 units of private for Tony Brown. Document over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also showing private for the entire year 2023. Last 30 days, 894 units of private. So Tony Brown has been on absolute fire. Tonight, Tony, we've got 2 NIT games. We also have a big card from the NHL. 6 on the board from the NBA. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, we're just going to stick with the NBA and the NHL tonight. Not a big fan of the NIT. You guys know that for a few years. I think it's disrespectful. They literally call it the not invited tournament. Like, why would you want to be in that? Even if they invite you to that, like, I'll say I'll pass. You didn't make the big dance. Let's just get ready for next year. But, that's just me. If you can make money off of it, go ahead. But I like the 3 plays in the NBA tonight. It was a pretty cool little card, and I found 3 games we can bang out. And then the NHL had 3 games as well, so you can get them in 3 packs, or you can grab those games individually.
That's right, guys. Got on board here with Tony Brown over at Pick Dogs Premium. NBA triple plays up there from Tony Brown. Also individual plays, long-term passes available with the promo code PICK at checkout to save you 15% off. 3 or 7-day pass. Baseball's coming up. You can get on board with Tony Brown with a long-term pass. Tony, I know you got the VIP 1-year all sports pass. Great value for out there everyday grinder. You're out there in Vegas. You're in action every day.
Yeah, you can get everything with that pass. Like, baseball's coming up. You don't have to buy the baseball pass. You didn't have to get the NBA pass. It's everything in one. Every single pick I release. It's no upselling. You get the playoffs and the championship picks. And it's for a full year, not a season. It's a 365 days to play, and it's only one low price.
That's right, guys. One low price. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save nearly $200. And Tony Brown's 1-year VIP all sports pass. Every premium play that he puts on the board from all the sports and handicaps. So get on board. Tony Brown, as always, great having you on the show. Continue that success, and we'll catch up with you again in a couple of days.
Awesome. Great having me, and I appreciate being here. I'll see you guys on Thursday.
See you on Thursday. Tony Brown here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on, guys. We've seen a lot of people sign in. If you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. Up next, Ninos. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Bring in Ninos right now. I think we're ready to roll here with Al. What's happening?
Going pretty good, Tony. How are you doing?
Doing awesome. All right, here we go tonight, 8 Eastern time. Thunder back home here to host the Hornets. Thunder 9, total 227.
Yeah, I mean, this line pretty surprising to me considering the injuries. Of course, the big question mark here is Kelly Oubre for the Hornets, which, I mean, I would rather have him in the lineup, but they looked fine without him last couple of games, picking up a couple wins over the Mavs, which a couple shockers there, if you ask me. But the bigger news here is no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder, and I think that injury there is just I just really don't want to lay anywhere near double digits with the Thunder without him in the lineup. So got to end up on the Hornets here to keep some momentum. Whether Oubre rejoins the lineup or not, I think they could keep this game competitive. And honestly, I would not be shocked to see them win this outright, considering the injuries the Thunders have.
Yeah, that's definitely a considerable injury there. With SGA out here for the Thunder, Ninos here on the underdog Hornets plus the 9 here. Again, Gillis out. Williams, Rozier, Martin out here for Charlotte. Hayward is doubtful, and Oubre is questionable. So it's going to be a lot. Now with Charlotte, you could have the entire starting 5. If Oubre's out, the entire starting 5 is out for Charlotte. Then you're looking at deep into the bench, maybe some G Leaguers in there. That's the time of year it is. There is something to play for OKC, obviously here. But again, the goal is to win the game. At this point, you are in a playoff fight here, right? You're in a play-in round fight. Fighting with the Lakers, Mavericks are in there. There's a lot of teams hovering around 500. Again, it's not one of those situations where you're looking for just a blowout. Thunder comes away with a 5-6 point game, a typical defensive effort they play. And as you're right, as you say, it's kind of tough to ask the Thunder to cover almost double digits.
Yeah, and they've also lost 5 of their last 7 games without him. Now they've had tougher matchups, obviously, but one of their wins was against the Spurs, which I don't know. It's hard to be worse than what they've been doing lately, and again, it's just a spot I think live dogs here. I mean, I'm not rushing to bet them on the money line. I definitely like taking the points better here, but again, I would not be throwing the Thunder on any kind of money line parlays. Simply, I don't think there's any value there without Alexander.
It's worth mentioning here with Charlotte here. They have held their past 5 opponents to about under 46% shooting, which at this point in the basketball is elite defense, really, giving up 111 points a game. Clifford is a defensive-minded coach. Now, with the starting 5, you're probably not going to have that influence, but maybe with these backup guys now, and Clifford may be able to install some of his defensive culture into this lineup now that he doesn't have his stars in there. So it's basically role players, G leaguers. Clifford say, hey, this is my first year. I'm going to be back. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he won't be back next year, but you would think he'd be back next year. Heck, he replaced the guy who got him to the playoffs last year. So you got to cross scratch your head there. But anyway, and also the team is up for sale, right? It looks like Michael Jordan wants to sell, so who knows what the future lies for these guys. But Clifford came in to be a defensive stalwart. You would think maybe he could have more influence over this roster now that his stars are out.
Yeah, and again, when it comes to these backups, you'll usually get a pretty good effort out of them. Whether they're going to make their shots or be able to produce any kind of good offense is another question, probably tougher thing for them to achieve. But you should get some good effort. You should have them staying in front of their man at least, or trying to, and then boxing out, all that stuff.
Fight for every rebound. Pretty much that's what you got to do as a role player. You got to fight for everything.
Yeah, and again, these guys are trying to earn every minute they can in the league. So, I don't think they're going to take many plays off. So at least you got that. You got 9 points, and not a bad spot to be in, if you ask me.
And the Thunder, not the greatest shooting team either. Although they do shoot better at home, as we talked about in the past here. Hornets, Thunder now back home. Hornets plus 9 to get to Thunder. This one will start here at 8 Eastern time. All right, Ninos, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. As we said, big board from the NHL. We have 6 on the board in B2 in the NIT. What do you have going on over at the site?
I got a 3-pack in the NBA, 3-pack with my best bet, NBA, NHL, college basketball. Got my $15 play in the NBA, and a couple extra plays for everyone in the long-term and 2-for-1 cap special. So make sure you check one of those out.
That's right, guys. I got on board here with Ninos over at Pick Dogs. Premium long-term pass will serve you well. He's in action tonight. College hoops as well as NBA, NHL. Alphabet is up there right now, all the sports in action, so go on board. Remember, PICK is the promo code. You'll save 15% off. The long-term passes will serve you well. Don't forget, baseball starts on Thursday. Ninos is in action in baseball, likes his baseball, so get on board and get signed up. Right now, Ninos is always going to have you on the show. Have yourself a great night. Catch up with you next week.
Yeah, I already have too many games circled for the opening day of the MLB. Hey, it's the first time in a long time they have every game playing on opening day, right?
Yeah, I know.
Since 1968, right? So
wow.
It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be a fun opening day, and I think a lot of good matchups, and honestly, what looks like a lot of good lines to me as well. So
yeah,
it should be a fun day.
And the umpires are already irritable. Did you see that guy get thrown out? Moto get thrown out yesterday?
Yes, I did see that, and actually, I saw a funny meme response to it, which Major Payne, sensitive. I just watched that movie with my kids again, so I had to text that out to my son. We thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, these umpires, man, they love. I don't know what it is. Maybe they get an extra second of TV time. I don't know, man. They got to chill out with all those ejections and some of the calls they make.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they thought it was you're wasting time here. That giving the pitcher more rest. I don't know. Maybe they're already trying to anticipate some trickery by these catchers.
We talked about that a little bit after the show. I used to play catcher myself, and I think they're going to be a huge part of this equation. And the pitch clock, because as we talked about, it doesn't start until the pitcher receives the ball. So I think we're going to see a lot of shenanigans like that, and it's going to be tough if the umpires start ejecting all the catchers for trying stuff like that. But I do expect some of the veteran catchers and the better catchers in the league to play a huge part in.
But that means you can't shake off these guys. You can't shake off that's going to be, see how interesting that works if you're going to start shaking off the catcher, because that's going to take time off the clock when you're trying to when you're shaking them off. But we'll see how that rolls. Yeah. All right, Ninos, what do you got?
No, I was going to say chemistry with their pitchers is going to be huge as well. Absolutely, yeah. So a lot of extra practice is going to go into that for sure.
No doubt, Al Ninos. All right, have a great night. Catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, have a good time.
Al Ninos here on the drive through. Guys, if you miss a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Seeing a lot of people sign in here pretty good here as well. Let's continue on here. Right now, it's time to welcome in Shane Mickle. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Also, written contributor here on the site as well. Covers a lot of sports here at Pick Dogs. Bring him in. Shane, what's happening?
How's it going tonight, Tony?
Doing great. All right, here we go tonight, 7 Eastern time. This one on ESPN. North Texas here facing Wisconsin. Orleans Arena in Vegas is the site for that. And there is a Big Ten team, and I know the Big Ten teams like coming out west in the winter. Well, actually, it's now the spring now. It is the spring now. But anyway, it's always a good trip. North Texas, a point and a half, total 115.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. Tony Brown was bashing the NIT, and maybe he was just thinking about this game here with two teams that really like to slow down the pace of the game. There's 363 teams in Division I college basketball. North Texas is 363rd in college basketball in terms of pace, while Wisconsin is 343rd. North Texas has the best defense in all of college basketball in terms of points given up per game. And, of course, some of that has to do with the pace, but also some of that this is a very good defensive team. They played an easier schedule than Wisconsin, obviously, but this is the same team that only gave up 33 points to Western Kentucky earlier this season. Some of that can be contributed to the pace, but even if no matter how slow you play, if you're a bad defensive team, you're giving up more than 33 points. When they've struggled this year, it's been in terms of not giving up points, it's been when teams like UAB has sped up the pace. And the good news for them here against Wisconsin is that Wisconsin's be fine playing that slower pace. Now, I know in the NIT, Wisconsin's been scoring a little more, but in the last game against Oregon, they went back to that slow defensive pace and ended up winning 61-58. The total is very low. 115 is scary, especially when you consider free throws at the end of the game. But I think with two very good defensive teams, two teams that really want to slow down the pace, I think points are going to be hard to score by. This could be the first team to 50 wins it. I think even if you have free throws included at the end of the game, I don't see either team really getting over 55 points. I think that still gives plenty of wiggle room here with free throws. I'm going to take the under.
All right, I got Shane here, Wisconsin or Texas under 115. Yeah, this. One thing about being a slow-paced team is also noting that these are very poor shooting teams. When you look at their overall numbers here, even look at their Wisconsin in their road and neutral site games, just 40%, 41.5% for the season. Even North Texas just 43.5% for the season. So we're looking at teams that even in their road neutral site games, 43%. These are really poor shooting teams coming in.
Yeah, definitely. Another big thing with these games is neither of these teams even are going to get out on the fast break. So there's even when the 3-pointers are going up here, poor shots lead to long rebounds. I don't expect either of these teams to try to get that a 2-on-2, a forced bad shot or a forced layup. They're going to be fine taking it down to 10 or 5 seconds here, and putting up that poor quality shot.
I know, and I say poor shooting team. I know some people might think 42% these days is good. Look at all these teams shoot under 40%. But remember when 47 was pretty much the standard, right? 47, 40, that was pretty much the standard you got to hit.
Yeah, definitely. And North Texas has made it work where Wisconsin really. I know they found success in the NIT, and of course NIT championship. Maybe something they're excited about. At least they look excited to be playing, but. It's really been a disappointing season, and the big reason for that has been the poor shooting. So I think that's gonna be something that definitely, especially against a good defensive team. You're only putting up 61 points against Oregon. Oregon is not a great defensive team. They're okay, but North Texas is a better defensive team than that. I think they're going to really have issues scoring here.
All right, here we go with Shane here, Wisconsin, North Texas under 115. This one to have a start time here of 7 each time. Game 1 ESPN, Game 2 ESPN 2. All right, Shane, let's take a look over our pick document for tonight's action. Of course, we do have those two NITs, 6-card NBA, big card NHL. You see the numbers here from Shane in the NHL, 1,268 units of profit. Great results there in the NHL. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, it's a big NHL card, and I love it. I have my 3 best plays up there for $39.99. And I also have a sampler, best NHL. Best college basketball, best NBA, $39.99. But like you've been talking, baseball's right around the corner. There's no better time to, that 7-day pass gets you baseball, gets the Final Four, and the national championship game, college basketball, and of course NBA, NHL. So hop on a long-term pass and let's make some money together.
That's right, guys. Got a board with Shane Mickle over at Pick Doctrine. Great results here from Shane. You see the results. That 1 month pass will get you all of Shane's premium plays here. That gets you right into the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, into that full first round. Maybe a little action in that second round. So get on board with Shane Mickle over at Pick Doctrine. We're just a couple weeks away from the start of the playoffs. Also, NBA will get you into the first round of the playoffs there. NBA, of course, first month of baseball with that 1 month pass. Pick is a promo code. You'll save 15% off at checkout. You can also add a second capper with the 2-for-1 cap promotion. Even greater value there. All right, Shane, as always, great having you on the show. We'll catch up with you in a couple of days. But I know you also contribute to the sites with written content.
Yeah, definitely. I contribute MLB starting. I got college basketball, NHL, and then the parlay articles, soccer, UFC, all over the site. And even if you're not, necessarily just in terms of watching as a fan, this next couple of months would be so fun. We have the NBA wide open in the Western Conference. Who knows who's going to come out of it? The NHL, of course, is the Boston Bruins. But outside that, it's wide open too, and then MLB. So it's going to be fun, especially fun in the playoffs here for those two sports. So make sure you're checking all the free written content over at both sites on those.
Free written content on site. You'll see Shane with the contributor there. All right, Shane, have a great night. We'll catch up with you in a couple of days.
Sounds good. See everyone Thursday.
Shane Mickle here on the drive-thru. All right, we'll continue on. Guys, Miter, a lot of people coming in right now, signing in. Good audience tonight. If you miss any of our picks, we'll recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Jay Briggs up next. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Premium. Catch his live show here 4 p.m. Eastern Time with his NBA Live Jam session. Also does a morning on-demand video previewing all the NBA games for you as well. So you get a lot of Jay here on the channel. Jay, what's happening?
What's going on today, Tony T?
It's going great. All right, here we go. These Warriors at home, the home Warriors. They're much different than the road Warriors. The home Warriors here against the Pelicans here. Golden State here laying 8.5, total 234.5.
Yes, sir, Tony, man. You're right about the Warriors, man. I call them the most night and day team I've ever seen. I've never seen a team like this. At home, they're money. On the road, they're like an automatic fade. They're at home today. I'm going to ride them laying the 8.5. I think it's the right side. The Pelicans, they have looked good here recently. They've gone on a little winning streak. They've won 5 straight. I think it's fool's gold, though, as, 4 of the 5 teams they've played are the 4 worst teams in the NBA. 4 of the, 6 worst teams in the NBA. Houston, San Antonio, Charlotte, and Portland without their 4 best players last night. It's not a great spot for them either. On a road back-to-back, they had to travel from Portland into Golden State tonight. Golden State, they did lose their last home game, so I expect them to come out with, some emphasis on this one. I think the Warriors probably hammer these guys. The Warriors are the best home cover team in the NBA this season. It's crazy, Tony. The most night and day team I've ever seen. 25, 12, and 1. Have covered in 67.6% of their home games this season. They're also the worst road cover team in the NBA, so it's kind of crazy. They're at home tonight. I'll lay the points with them in this one.
Yeah, we got to call them just the home Warriors. They're just the home Warriors. That's what they do. They're Warriors at home, and I don't know what they are on the road. So they're, in my books, they're the home Warriors. They are playing the Pelicans, not the T-Wolves. The T-Wolves are on my mind because I saw the T-Wolves really D-up and get Jordan Poole a little upset because, we're talking about how teams are getting ready for the playoffs or playing more defensive style. It seems the referees are getting that playoff mode, letting a little bit of contact go out there. And Poole didn't like it. Poole didn't like it. And Draymond Green said, calm down, my man. This is playoff type of calling right now.
Yeah, that game did get physical with Minnesota. The ref kind of swallowed the whistle in that one. And it was a lower scoring game as well, 99-98. So it's kind of surprising. I don't think this one goes that way. I think the Warriors be the Warriors at home. I have a theory that they got magnets in the rim in Chase Center. That's why they be shooting like that there. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. The home Warriors here, they're home. This is what they do. Pelicans has been, as you said, Pelicans haven't been beating anybody, but they've been pounding them, though.
Yeah, they have, but, I'm not putting too much emphasis on that. None of those teams have anything to play for. These 2 teams right here just played recently with the Warriors winning it pretty comfortably in Golden State this month. I wouldn't be surprised if this one went the exact same way with the Pelicans on a back-to-back. The one win I do respect for the Pelicans, they did go into L.A. and beat up on the Clips. That was a good win. I won't hate on them. That was a good win, but I don't think they can put it together on a back-to-back like that facing the Warriors.
All right, here we go. Warriors lane 9. There are some 8.5s out there. This 9 is prominent, but some of the U.S. sports books have 8.5. So you can get your shopping there, get the better number here. 8.5 are widely available against the Pelicans. This one to have a start time here, 10 Eastern time. This is your late night game on TNT. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, tonight we got that 6-game card NBA, as well as a big card on the ice, because I know you delve in the ice as well. 2 NIT. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yes, sir, Tony. I got 4 plays total in the NBA tonight, including my $15 NBA Jam Session play, my favorite play on the board every night in the NBA. I've hit 3 of my last 4. We go for 4 or 5 on that play tonight, so you can scoop that up. That play is also included in my NBA Money Making 3-pack. All 3 of my favorite plays on the board in the NBA tonight. You can scoop those up. $40 Pick Dogs Premium. I also got my College Hoops Best Bet up there for sale. There's a play I really like in that NIT tournament, man. So you can scoop that up as well as we try to put together 2 nice back-to-back days. Scoop it all up. Pick Dogs Premium. Hop on something long-term, though, man. Baseball right around the corner, man. I'm excited for this season. To start it out this season, I didn't get to start out baseball last season with Pick Dogs. I did come on at the end, but to start the baseball this season, I'm surely excited. We got a lot of games opening day. My Rangers, hopefully we're not terrible this season. So, yeah, man. But all my plays for sale over there. Hop on some long-term as we try to continue stacking units here at Pick Dogs.
That's right. Ranger fan. Houston Astros are not Dallas guys, just so you know. Get on over there with that. Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs. The jam session up there. A lot of action from the NBA. A 3-pack for your one-day passes. But, again, long-term passes will serve you well. You want to just try them out for 7 days. Do that. Covers the entire NIT NCAA tournament with that 7-day pass. NBA in there. He'll sprinkle in some NHL for you. And, of course, the first week of baseball covered there with that 7-day pass. Great value. Pick as a promo code. You'll save 15% off. Right, Jay? It's always great having the show. To success. We'll catch up with you again, I believe, on Thursday. But, again, we can catch a lot of you here on the channel. Of course, you've got the jam session with your on-demand video here in the mornings. And then you come in live again with that second dose at 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes, sir. And a lot of NBA for me. Right here on Pick Dogs, man. Like Tony said, first show in the morning. You can catch me pre-recorded, just a few minutes because I posted right after. And then you can catch me live. I was live today with my guy Hot Rod. We went live earlier, man. Cooked up a parlay for y'all. So after you finish the drive-thru, y'all can go watch that if you haven't already. And let's try to make some money.
That's right. Make some money with Jay Briggs. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on Thursday.
Yes, sir, Tony. I'll see you on Thursday.
Jay Briggs here on the drive-thru. All right, guys, if you missed a pick, we're going to recap at the end of the show. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Wayne Scott up next. Let's bring in Wayne Scott. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great results up there. We'll bring Wayne in right now. Let's see where we got Wayne. What's going on here with Wayne? Wayne is ready to roll here. I think we're ready to roll. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family?
All right, everything going great. All right, here we go tonight. Grizzlies home against the Magic in this one. Grizzlies laying 7, total 229.
Yes, sir. We're going to be looking at this game a little different here. We got the Magic, 13th on the East. And we got the Grizzlies that are on second on the West, 4 games behind the Nuggets, 2 games behind the Kings. Two games ahead of the Kings. The Grizzlies on a 6-game winning streak. We seen them last time out getting the win on the road against Atlanta. On this 6-game winning streak, they've been Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Golden State, and San Antonio. I don't want to make too much out of their offense. They've been doing well offensively, but have you seen the names of the teams I just listed? Not good defensive teams. Magic here lately, they've been winning. They won their last 3, and they've been doing this by playing great defense. They're 4-1 to the under in their last 5. The Grizzlies under is 7-2-1 to the Grizzlies in the last 10 at home. These teams are both coming off a day's rest. The Magic are 22-28-1 to the under. Memphis is 20-26 to the under. Both of these teams are long. They match up well. I just think it's going to be a physical, tough game. Both of these teams defend the 3 well while not shooting the 3 that well. Both of these teams are good rebounders, and both of these teams contest shots well. So I believe we're going to have an under in this one. I like under the total in this one.
All right, Wayne here under Magic and Grizzlies under 229. Of course, the Grizzlies are a pretty good defensive team. Looks like Morant, I believe, was out of this one. It was doubtful for most of the afternoon. We'll see if we could get confirmation of that here tonight here in this one between the Grizzlies and the Magic. But I will say this here. Morant's still doubtful. Looks like he won't. Looks like leaning toward not playing so far. Yeah, you look at Orlando, how they're defending. Holding teams down. The shooting percentage, the defensive shooting percentage, great there against Brooklyn, against the Knicks. They held 106 in both of those games. They held the Lakers there to 111 in a loss, but then they held the Clippers to 108.
Yes, sir. They're fourth in defensive efficiency in the last three, so they're fourth best in the league in defensive efficiency in the last three, and they're eighth in defensive efficiency on the road. So they play great defense on the road. They play good defense against the better teams. So it's one of them young teams that like to play good defense against the top teams. And when they get this good TV time, they like to show out. So expect for them. I have a lot of defense. Both of these teams play good and hard off of 1 day's rest. And I definitely expect for this under the cash in this one.
All right, here we go. Magic Grizzlies under 229. Start time here at 8 Eastern time. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. Showing good results NBA for the season. 6-game card NBA, 2 NIT. Lots on the ice tonight. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I got my best bet in the NBA, my make it, take it. Hit 2 of those in a row, looking to cash my third one tonight. I have a 3-pack, my takeoff Tuesdays, where I got 2 plays in the NBA, 1 college basketball, and then I got 2 more underdogs and 1 ATS underdog I love in college basketball for my underdog 3-pack that I have today. So 6 plays in all. You can go scoop them up, pair me up with another handicapper, one of these top handicappers, and use that promo code PICK so you can always save and get a discount on, and check me out long term, and let's get ready to cash in tonight and start this week off pretty good.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dogs. Good results. NBA also action up there with a 3-pack. Take off Tuesday with a 3-pack. Long-term passes. We talk about it, guys. Get on board with Wayne. 7-day pass. Get your Wayne's up premium place for 7 days. Remainder of the NIT and NCAA tournament with that 7-day pass. First week of baseball, NBA, NHL. Lots of sports overlap, and this is a good time to get that 7-day pass. Pick is a promo code. Save 15% off. All right, Wayne, as always, great having a show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Tony T. All right, Pick Dog fam, y'all take care.
You got it. Wayne Scott here on the drive-thru. Guys, you miss a pick. We're going to recap. Stay tuned for that. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. Up next, Rod Zawacky. Catch him in the mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern time with that morning show. It's Mitch and Chris. Of course, the Puck Dogs video series with Rod and Chris as they cover the NHL, a pick from the NHL card every night. So be sure to get on board with that. So we'll bring Rod in right now. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much. Getting ready for Tuesday night's action. Looking forward to it. We got some good games up here.
Yep. This is a good time of the year here as these playoff drive is happening. These teams jockeying for positions, jockeying for seeds. We got some big games tonight on the ice. One tonight, we'll be looking at this Flyers and Canadiens game. The Flyers minus 150, total 6.5.
Yeah, we're going to look at this game and try to get ourselves another little plus money winner in this one. We're going to look at Caden Primo is going to get the start for Montreal in this one. Hey, we haven't seen that guy in a little bit here for Montreal. Since Montreal's got nothing to play for, they figured they'd give him some work, see how he can do, maybe see in future next season coming up for Montreal. So he hasn't been great when he was in a little bit last season for Montreal. But hey, you never know. You look what Philadelphia is throwing in on the other side. They're putting Sandstrom in goal, and when he's been in goal this season, it's been awful for the Flyers. 1-10 in his 11 starts. He's got 3.49 goals against average and an .860 save percentage. So do you want to lay minus 50 with the Philadelphia Flyers? No, I definitely do not. Both teams playing pretty good hockey. Flyers 4-1 in their last 5. Montreal 3-1 in their last 4. You look on Tuesdays, 1-4 are these Flyers. They haven't fared so well on Tuesday nights. Montreal 5-1 on Tuesdays. Also, Montreal's dominated the Flyers. 4-0 in the last 4 trips into Philadelphia. And you look at these Flyers following a win. 19-47 following a straight-up win are these Philadelphia Flyers. So let's take the Montreal Canadiens and that nice plus money and try to make it back-to-back days with a nice plus 135 winner.
There you go, right back here on the Canadians. Why not? Because looking at this Flyer team, it's not been a good season for them. A matter of fact, for the Flyers, as a team you would think of in the NHL, over the history, a good home record? No, poor home record for this team. Just 16-21 this season here for this Philadelphia Flyers team. And of course, looking at this Montreal Canadiens team, coming up a couple of good showings here, put up some goals.
Yeah, definitely been able to light the lamp and get themselves a couple wins here the last couple times out. And guess what? You look, Caden Primo, I said, getting the start. You know, the last time he got a win here was against these Philadelphia Flyers. He made 37 saves out of 39 shots, only gave up 2 goals in that game against the Flyers. And if you can hold this Flyers team to 2 goals, I think Montreal can score 4 or more and get us a winner here on Tuesday night. Also, we're going to go with Nick Suzuki to get an anytime goal for Montreal. He loves to light the lamp and pop him a nice winner for us. Nice plus 175. We got our goal scorer last time. See if we can make it another winner tonight for you there with Nick Suzuki, anytime goal.
There you go, from Rod Zawacky, anytime goal. And, of course, Canadians plus 135 against the Flyers. This one to start here, top of the hour. All right, Rod, let's take a look over at Pick Doctrine for tonight's action. Big card on the ice. 6 NBA, couple NIT. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
And over at Pick Dogs Premium tonight, I've got my $15 NHL Sniper play, my top rated play in tonight's NHL action. You can scoop it up over at Pick Dogs, $15 sold by itself, or it's included in my NHL hat trick, where I've got 3 plays I like in tonight's NHL action. Or also have my NBA Drop It Dime play. It's my top play in tonight's NBA action. Or the best, you get everything all thrown into one package. My Tackle the Book Tuesday 5-pack will get you all 3 NHL plays I've got going today, plus 2 plays in tonight's NBA action. Jump aboard. Let's kick the book's butt on Tuesday night, or grab one of those long-term passes, and they'll get you everything we got going this week, which is, hey, the start of baseball coming up. Definitely been diving deep into the baseball today. So scoop up a week or a month and join me. We're on baseball going. We got the Final Four going. NHL playoffs are right around the corner. NBA playoffs are right around the corner as well. And, hey, we got some CFL coming up, too. They've already started working out and getting things going. You know how much I love the CFL. So definitely jump aboard. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save 50% off your purchases over at Pick Dogs Premium. Jump aboard. Let's continue to kick that bookie's butt.
Indeed. Get on board, Rod Zawacky over at Pick Dogs Premium. Tackle the Book Tuesdays 5-pack up there on the board. NHL hat trick as well. Don't forget his $15 NHL Sniper play. And, of course, long-term pass with baseball coming up. You want to try them out for 7 days. There you go. NIT, a remainder of the NIT tournament, March Madness tournament, as well as first week of baseball, a lot of NBA, NHL in that 7 days. Pick to save the 15% off. All right, Rod, as always, great having you on the show. Continue the success. We'll catch up with you again on tomorrow. And, of course, reminder to everybody that you're on the mornings. And, of course, that Puck Dogs video series with you and Chris. Huge card tonight.
Yeah, definitely go check out the Puck Dogs series. We got a nice NHL parlay for you there. And also, I was, as Jay mentioned, I was with him on the NBA jam session in the afternoon where we put another parlay over there. So go check that out. So you want to like, subscribe, and follow. That way you get notified when all that content gets released to help you bust your bookie up. Smash that like button. Costs you nothing. Helps us out a ton. We appreciate everybody here at the Pick Dogs family. Love everybody. Joy and love doing what we're doing here, and just think it's going to get bigger, badder, and better, as our buddy Mitch always says. Bigger, badder, better. And it's coming. Don't worry. We love doing what we're doing. It's fun.
A lot of fun here, indeed, here on Pick Dogs. Of course, drive through all the great shows, all the great video series here. You guys make sure to like, subscribe, set notifications, so when that Puck Dog video drops, you get them right when they're released, and you better start watching because the Stanley Cup playoffs are just a couple weeks away. So get informed now because it's very exciting hockey coming up, Rod.
Oh, I'm excited, man. I can't wait. We're going to have some great hockey coming up. Thursday night, I can't even wait. We got the Oilers in action. The Oilers are going to have a lot of hockey in the next couple of days. They got to play Vegas tonight, and then they got to go back home to face the Kings.
Oh, yes. Kings on a road
Couple
trip.
wins there, and they might have a chance at first in the division.
Yep.
So big hockey games still to come this season, and definitely some playoff games that are going to be absolutely amazing playoff series.
Yeah, as we talked about, just making the playoffs. You know, some of these teams, at least with something between their ears, realize that you want to avoid. As we're going to continue to talk about this here at the NCAA. They want to avoid the 2 versus 3, but they don't want a war to start the playoffs. That's the issue. The 2 versus 3. So a lot of focus now. Winning the division means something here in the NHL.
Yeah, winning the division definitely means something again in the NHL, because you win that division and you're not in the battle with a team that you faced 4 or 5 times this year already. And now you got to go battle for another 7 games. It's very draining on a team to have that happen in the first round and then try to continue on. By the time you get to like the second and third rounds, it starts to get noticeable and you get gassed. That's what we've seen with the Oilers last season. The Kings beat the snot of the Oilers, took them to 7. And then, sure, we got a little bit of a break beating up on Calgary in the next round. But once we hit Colorado, they were ramped and ready to go. And watch out, here comes the Avs.
I know.
Look now, but the Avs are starting to get ramped.
Yeah, that looked almost like easy money last night against the Ducks. I mean, wasn't the puck line minus 110? I looked at that. I said, I don't know how the puck line could be so low.
Yeah, it should have been like minus 150, 160 for that puck line last night for sure.
Especially when the living takes on the dead. You know, when the living, and I can understand middle season, when the living takes on the dead, that's a different story, right?
Yeah, exactly. It was, you can just see it. The Avs are feeling that momentum. They can feel that here comes the playoffs, and they're starting to get healthy again.
Because if this were baseball, the run line would be like minus 175, minus 165, right? Usually, you know, we see in this scenario.
No, yeah, for sure. Minus 165 for sure. And you're trying to, how do you bet that? Okay, I'm going to take the team total.
Yeah, let's take 2.5. Let's take 2.5 or the El Ninos plus 2. Or the minus 2. El Ninos.
Minus 2.
The safe bet, right?
The safe bet, yeah. Minus 2, please.
That's right. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
Good luck with your bets, Tony. Have yourself a good night. See you tomorrow.
We got Rod Zawacky here on the drive. We catch him in the mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And, of course, the Puck video series, Puck Dogs. Check it out. A lot of content tonight up there. So when you're done with the show, you'll check that out. Let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It's time for my play. So let's get my game information up for you right now. We're going to be looking at this Hawks and this Cavaliers game. The Hawks are favored about -2 in this one. No, I'm not on the Hawks. I'm not. This is going to be a total play. I just had this typo like I usually do in this show. Under 239 here with the Hawks and the Cavaliers. There's been a big line move in this one because of the injury to Jared Allen, right? He is the big rim protector there. Now, I told you the importance of the rim protectors are in the NBA, but you know what? Mobley's not too bad either, Evan Mobley. So I just think it's too much of a reaction here. I understand how good Allen is, but you open 233, you go to 239. That's too much. It's a little too much for my liking. And Cleveland is pretty much the defensive-minded team. With Garland out there, LeVert, Stevens, Mobley will be in your starting line. Also, too, Atlanta's rim protector in there with Capella. So I'm okay with this under 239. I don't think you're going to see a high total in this one. And again, Cleveland with their defense in there. I know their big guy is missing. Also, the big guy generates points in this one, and I do realize the height advantage there for the Hawks. But again, I just see it playing out here with the under 239 in this one, Cavaliers and Hawks. All right, guys, check out Pick Dogs Premium tonight. Over there, I have I have 4 premium plays. I have a 3-pack here. Well, actually, let's start with the NBA Best Bet. NBA Best Bet up on the board right now, my $15 premium. Also a 3-pack mixing NIT with college basketball there on that 3-pack. 4 premium plays all together. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you 15% off all purchases at $25 or above. And also, don't forget, I've got the long-term pass, my 3, 7, or 30-day all sports pass. Get all of my premium plays for that period of time you select. When you go to my handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember, baseball starts on Thursday. We'll be in action there with baseball, NBA, college basketball. Remember that 7-day pass. We'll get you my premium plays here for 7 days. Cover the NIT, the remainder of the tournament, remainder of the NCAA tournament, first week of baseball, and the NBA. So lots happening over at Pick Dogs Premium. Get on board with my long-term passes, or just get my best bet, which has been running good here over the past 30 days. That best bet $15 premium play has been on money here. Focusing a lot on the NBA with a lot of focus on NCAA tournament. I've been looking at best bets in the NBA, looking for some really good value there in that league with all attention on these side lines in college basketball. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-thru. It's time to recap. Let's recap the plays. Alex got to start off with Markelle Fultz under 15.5 points. That's from Alex Smart. Damian Sosh likes the Celtics lay the 11 against the Wizards. Tony Brown in with Golden Knights Oilers under 7. Ninos Hornets +9 against the Thunder. Shane on Wisconsin North Texas under 115. Jay was on the Warriors lay the 9 against the T-Wolves. Wayne was on the Magic Grizzlies under 229. Rod was on Canadians +135 against the Flyers. I'll be on the Cavs Hawks under 239. And the one I like the most, let me ask the chat, which one do you guys like the most? You guys have a lot of great opinions out there, so I value them. I'll ask you guys who you like the most. And then I'm going to tell you the one I like the most here in this one. I think the Celtics have another pounding in them. You know, they've been pounding teams, and I think they want to set the tone for the playoffs. It's a lot of points here. Indeed, Hornets would have been a close second there, but again, I don't want to go with these non-playoff teams. Again, living against the dead. Thunder have a little bit more to play for. I want to stay out of that one, so I will have to say Celtics there. And the pounding continues. All right, that's going to do it here for the drive-thru. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, everybody in the chat room, of course, as well as Nick Speaks Vegas. Appreciate your contributions. Gilbert Lopez, grateful for you. Thank you very much for a response to Velo Cuts in there as well. Lots of great results. Nicholas Hardy in there as well. Like your contributions, everything on the up and up. Positive Man, Darren Turner as well. Always like to hear your comments there. Michael Blaney. A lot of you guys really have great comments in there. Not afraid to put yourselves out there and put out a pickup there. Appreciate that as well. Throughout social media, John Stewart with some great info. Ramon is always put up great content on the show. Rocco Rogers here in the chat as well, as we're looking through social media for a lot of the results, all the comments from the show from everywhere we are broadcasting. Appreciate everyone's contributions. That's going to do for this edition of the Drive-Thru. Tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers in here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Plays. They'll give out the plays in real time. 10 on the board from the NBA tomorrow, and we'll have some hockey as well to talk about. I'll let the guys choose some MLB season win totals if they want to, so we'll throw that out there as well. Won't promise anything, but we'll see what we get as we get ready for baseball here just a couple days away. Remember the morning show, 10 a.m. Eastern time with the morning show. Mitch, Chris, and Rod. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tools show as well. The Puck Dog series with Rod and Chris with their NHL videos. Ron Romanelli's Bank Shot Breakdown, College Hoops. We also have Romanelli's Baseball Rundown coming up here on Thursday. Covers baseball for you. Remember Jay's, he's got a video series with his NBA Jam session. Then he goes with the live show with the live chat, 4 p.m. Eastern time here on the channel as well. Brad and Mills will have their UFC show. Not this week. There's no card this week. The following week we'll have that, as well as David Racy with his Shorts series, and of course Javon with his Parlay series. So lots happening here on Pick Dog's YouTube channel. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, and then you want to set those notifications so when we're live, you're live with us. Get the best number. Seeing a lot of guys who they like the most. Seeing Ramon says he likes the Habs +135 as well. So you guys in the chat room, appreciate all your contributions in there. And Nicholas Hardy seems to like the under in that game. That's what I put out there as well. All right, that's going to do it here for the show. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew from tonight. Had a full boat tonight. We're going to wake up about